Hey, what's up guys? It's Justin Rulin back again with a new video. And in today's video, I'm going to do a quick little sort of revisited video of the Gear S3. Now, 2 months ago, I actually just looked today, 2 months ago was my first review of this watch, where I reviewed it from a blind user's perspective. Now, in today's video, I want to talk about whether you should get this watch in 2018. That's the question I want to answer. With the Gear S4 imminent, probably coming out in August, the question I want to answer is, should you buy the Gear S3 still in 2018 after nearly 2 years? So, let's get started. So, I bought this watch, I'm trying to remember the exact month. I believe it was it around, I want to say it was like at the end of February I bought this watch. I believe it was the end of February. And I remember the first day I got it, I was pretty much playing with it all day. I had it on my wrist and I was swiping through everything. Trying to figure out what all the buttons do, how to navigate the UI. And that became pretty simple for me. When you use a Samsung phone, the interface is very, very similar. A lot of aspects of Samsung experience are built into Tizen OS, which is what powers this watch. So, I tested a lot of things on here. I tested accessibility, I tested phone calls, I tested text messages, but the main thing I wanted to test was accessibility, which is what I just brought up. Now, accessibility it's a hit or miss on here. You're either gonna like the watch, or you're gonna completely hate it. Now, or you might be in the middle, like I am. Now, the reason I say I'm in the middle is because if you go back to my review that I did 2 months ago, you will know I covered the screen reader in depth. I covered almost every aspect of the screen reader on this watch. And I had stated that third-party app support is not there. Not at all. And that's quite a I mean, I don't want to complain too much about that, because really, like, I don't think you're really going to use third-party apps on a watch all that often. So, I don't know if that's really something to complain about, or I guess it's up to you. I guess it's how you perceive it, or how you plan to use a smartwatch. But for me, the main reason I got a smartwatch was because I wanted to be able to get all my notifications when my phone is not on me. Either my phone's charging or I don't have it with me. I want to get all my notifications and my phone calls. And this watch does that perfectly. Phone calls are great, notifications come in perfect. That aspect of the watch is perfect. Now, like I had said, the main con is accessibility. That is the biggest barrier that is holding this watch back, probably for a lot of visually impaired individuals. Now, I discussed that navigating the interface is the most accessible part of this watch. Making phone calls is also accessible, and texting is pretty good. Well, if you use S-Voice, it's terrible, but which is going to bring me to a point in a few minutes here. Accessibility alone is not a reason to buy this watch, because, like I said in last night's live stream, don't buy this watch expecting to have the most accessible experience ever, because you're not going to get that. If you want that, go with an Apple Watch or even Wear OS, which even I still think the Apple Watch is more accessible, even though Wear OS does have TalkBack. So, yeah, I mean, if you're looking for just accessibility, no issues with screen readers or anything, then the Apple Watch is your best bet. But if you are like myself and you have an Android device, then, or, specifically Samsung, then I would honestly say that this is the watch to get. Now, I'm going to do a few things here because I'm going to demonstrate a few things here because this watch did receive an update, which I did talk about in a video. It got an update to Tizen 3.0.2, which that update did not add any new features, but it did improve battery life, and it was supposed to fix issues with Bluetooth connectivity. So, what I will say about that is, battery life, I have noticed an improvement. Battery life has gotten a lot better. Now, is it a huge change? Like, is it groundbreaking? No, it's not. But I feel like normally where I'd get about a day and a half to 2 days, now I can push 2.5 days, pretty close to 3. So that alone is an improvement. Now, granted, I don't have that many third-party apps on here at all. Sorry about that, guys. But the battery life is still really good. Now, if you use this watch for phone calls, well, then your battery is going to drain very quick. And I highly recommend, if you're gonna use phone calls on this watch, make them short. Don't do like long conference calls or anything like that. Sorry about this, guys. Again, dogs are going crazy, but anyhow, so yeah, that's battery life. The next improvement is Bluetooth connectivity. Now, I never really had an issue with Bluetooth connectivity on this watch, so I can't really comment on how that's improved or not. But for those who had issues, maybe this update will fix it for you. And I believe that overall this update has made some improvements, but one issue I'm facing is, and I don't think it's going to do it right now in the video. Well, actually, I forgot to mention one thing that the update fixes too. It fixes this issue, and it still happens once in a while, but it's not as frequent, where you get this pop-up on the screen that says inactive SIM card, or whatever it says. It's not accessible to the screen reader, but I'm pretty sure my mom has told me that it said inactive SIM card. And that issue, I did have that pop-up earlier, but it wasn't. You can easily get it to go away just by pressing home or back. Now, the one issue I've seen with this update is, and like I said, it's probably not going to do it in this video, but the music player will randomly open by itself. Now, this is annoying because you may want to make a phone call, but for some reason the music player just opens, or you may want to check your notifications, and you get this pop-up that says play track on phone first, which I'm actually going to check right now and see if it's doing that or not. We're going to find out right now. And let me just see. Okay, from what I can tell, it looks like we have the inactive SIM card message. So, because I can kind of see what that pop-up looks like. I can't read it, but I can see what it looks like. So I'm going to press home.
is 4:19 p.m.
And it would appear that that issue is not going to pop up. Of course, it's not going to pop up in the video because I'm recording it, so it's not going to pop up. But I demoed, and by the way, guys, I did change the voice on here. So if you hear a different voice than what you heard in the review video, I switched it to a male voice, which is a pretty decent voice. I like the quality of. I mean, it's not the best quality ever, but it's better than the default Samsung female voice, which really sucks. It's completely garbage. But I mean, this watch, like I said, I can't.
Screen turned off.
If you are. Wow, it didn't glitch where it said screen off, screen turned off. Wow, that's surprising. Anyway, I can't recommend this watch, at least in 2018, for anybody who's blind and visually impaired. Now, if you're not, and you're looking for a decent smartwatch, then by all means I would pick it up. But if you're visually impaired and you rely on screen reader, I would wait for the Gear S4, because it is rumored right now that the Gear S4 may run Wear OS. Now, if Tizen 4.0 can improve accessibility, that'll be great, and I would hope this watch would get it. And also, too, if the Gear S4 does indeed run Tizen, it needs to have Bixby on it, because S-Voice is... Honestly, the S and S-Voice, it stands for shit voice. That's what I say. It stands for shit voice, because it's a piece of shit. But the Gear S4, if it does indeed run Tizen, it needs Bixby. Because on Wear OS, Samsung will not be allowed to put Bixby onto the watch, because Google does not allow OEMs to change the interface of Wear OS like they do on just Android on your smartphones or tablets. So I will say, like, as you guys just heard, going back to me recommending the watch, if you rely on screen reader, this isn't a good choice right now, because the screen reader is laggy a little bit. Now, this isn't me hating on the watch. I'm obviously not taking it back, and I can't anyway because I'm way past the 30-day return window. But the screen reader is laggy, and like I had mentioned in the beginning of this video, third-party app support is not there. Even some of Samsung's own services don't work with screen readers, such as Samsung Health, which I still complain about because I think that is garbage. I wish, and like I said before, fitness is a big selling point of a smartwatch, and if you can't use a core feature on the watch, that is quite pathetic. It's sad. And Samsung needs to step up their game in regards to Tizen accessibility. So, anyway, guys, yeah, I didn't do a lot of demonstrations on the watch today because a lot of it you've seen in the review. But I just wanted to quickly answer the question if you should buy this watch in 2018. And the answer is, if you're not visually impaired and you're looking for a great smartwatch, you can. Yes, it is worth it. It's around, I believe it goes for $300, between $250 and $300. Then it's definitely worth it. But if you are holding off because of accessibility, then wait till the Gear S4 in, I believe, around August, when the Galaxy Note 9 is announced. So, overall, those are my thoughts so far, if you should buy the watch in 2018. And I hope you all enjoyed this video. This is Justin Rulin, and I will talk to you all later. Peace out.